everyone?
Yeah.
FIFA Live here. Another very, very special guest for you today. We have the defender from the Charlotte Independence. Welcome. Clay Dimick. Clay, welcome.
Good morning.
I think we're good now. That should be
That sounds better.
Yeah, there we go.
I love that. That sounds way better.
Cool. You know, when we first started doing this, there would be times when there'd be little tech issues. Oh man, dude, I know nothing. He knew nothing. We were just like, we're not gonna get through this. There's no way.
Dude.
And now over time, we're like, all right, wait, let's try this. Let's try this.
That was wizard from you.
Let's go.
Have you played before, like FIFA 20?
I played like 2 years ago. I don't know.
Perfect.
I'm technologically challenged, so bear with me.
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Bro. If you're
It
technology
says you must be signed into the PlayStation Network and you must be signed into the EA servers.
Click yes, sign in, and then you should be able to pick the person that you want to sign in as and sign in under whatever the account is.
I don't know
Does that
how
work?
it is.
Dang.
No.
I'm just trying to change this to a FaceTime. I'll FaceTime in,
Yeah,
and then we
sure.
can look at your screen.
Yeah,
Is
perfect.
that cool? Alright. So it looks like you need a
shout us out, bro. I didn't know how good we look in that. Damn.
Hit B right now.
Okay.
Go down into the FIFA game.
Man. What are your plans for after this? What do you guys got going on?
It
Okay.
says this now.
Okay. So
So do we get a PSN, or do we just? I say we just. Can you still play together against a computer?
yeah, you can play against each other. The good thing about
Teamwork.
FIFA, yeah, perfect, is that like we can play a game and like you can play a game. So you can play. Well, technically, I can play a game and you guys can just talk. That's fair. Let's rack up some dubs. Once I'm racking up some dubs, you guys can just talk.
How do you feel about that, Clay?
You cool with that?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we can just chat. It'll be easier for you, you know.
Cool.
Dude.
That way you get to just talk, focus on the talking.
I'll have more people watching me play this than I ever had watching me in my entire career. So this is a benefit for me personally.
Hold on,
I'm
man,
gonna play some games on my own too, because I've never played FIFA in like a year and a half.
Perfect.
Dude, man, I'm telling you, the advances in technology, it's almost as realistic as like the game nowadays.
Really?
It's like the little touch you can use with the analog stick,
So nice.
crazy.
I'm gonna switch over to just a call instead of FaceTime, so it doesn't drain the battery. And then we're good to go.
Love that. Cool, man.
So, give me your face.
I can just do the password. It's 12345 If you ever want to know anything about my life, that is what it is.
Oh man.
We had so many questions for you, man, but
Let's start at the top. All right. Let's go back into your background a little bit, if you can. I guess from
Sweet.
college on. So let's hear it.
So coming out of high school, I was being recruited by UAB and Stetson, which are two Division I schools, and UAB at the time was top 25 and Stetson was like top 50, and I was actually verbally committed to Stetson basically, and they had the offer on the table, and then their coaching staff completely changed the year that I was gonna go, so I was like, oh, I don't want to go somewhere where there's a new coach. I don't even really know him, and like I've heard stories of when people go and they like get caught up in a new coach and they're kind of screwed. So the only other coach that had been recruiting me for like 3 or 4 years was Belmont Abbey, which is a Division II school in Charlotte. And so at the time I was like, nah, I just want to play Division I, blah blah blah, like all this stuff. And I like kept going back in my head, and I was like, this coach has believed in me for like 3 years and says I can have an impact right away, and he knows my ambitions and stuff. So I kind of just went for it and settled on Belmont Abbey, and then had the opportunity to compete my freshman year for a starting spot, which was awesome. So yeah, that's how I landed on Belmont Abbey. It was like mostly because of the coach and the culture that the team has.
Very nice. And then you played there for all 4 years?
Yeah, so I played there
Finished
all
up?
4 years. Yeah, I graduated there, played all 4 years, and then after that, I originally went over to Australia for 6 months, and I was there, and then I came back, and after being in Australia, I was on trial with Richmond Kickers, And then I was gonna sign with Richmond the weekend. So I was up with Richmond for like a week, and I told them I just need the weekend to go back to Charlotte and pack up my stuff. And I was gonna sign with them. And in that time that I was back in Charlotte, the Independents asked me to come in on a trial, and it was like Richmond's League One, Independence is USL Championship. My girlfriend at the time, now fiance, is in Charlotte. Some of my family's in Charlotte, so I was like, you know what, like I'm willing to take the chance, and so took the chance. Was on trial for like 2 months, played in some preseason games, and then that was kind of it. Signed with them.
How's that been?
It's been awesome. Like last year, we had such a talented team. We had so many guys that had been at like elite levels in Europe, the MLS, just really big names. So for me coming in there, I learned a bunch and was able to like have a bunch of mentors that taught me a lot. So I was really thankful for that aspect of it.
I have a few things off of that. The first is fiance. When was that?
So we went to the same college, and then we've been dating for some time now. And then I proposed to her in January of this year in Charlotte. And then our wedding's in December of this year, so we'll be engaged for about 11 months before we get married in December. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we gotta now ask one more question. How'd you do it?
So you guys know what botanical gardens are? They probably have some up there, right?
Yep.
So she had always wanted to go on a date there, but I had been planning out that I would propose there for a while. So I always kept like the date pushing back and back. So I'd be like, oh, let's just go in January, like right before the season starts. Because our season started on the Monday and I did it on a Saturday. And so I like wanted to do it and disguise it as like our last date night before season kind of. And so I went like an hour early with the photographer. I just scored. Let me get some points.
Let's go. There you go. We got you.
Send you a little donate, bro.
Let's go. Love you. You can call me. Yeah, you gotta go. Here you go. Wonderful one. Come on.
You just score.
Yeah, who are you playing with?
It asked me who my team was, and I just picked Colorado, so I'm playing Real Salt Lake in Colorado.
Word, bro. Represent the MLS right there.
Yeah. So, I went like an hour early and set up like the ring in a certain spot, and then there was 2 photographers there, and they were hiding in the bushes. And so I went and picked her up after, and then we walked around and stuff, and like I led her to the spot where the photographers were, and then proposed there. Then after that, I had like a surprise party of like all of our favorite people at this restaurant that you can rent out a back room, but her best friend's boyfriend works there, so it was all disguised. She had no idea. So we walked in, there was just this huge party. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Delta Force shit right there, bro.
She must have been pretty happy with you.
Yeah, she was so happy. I have to show you guys a video after this, but the photographer is so dope, and he made a sick video and pictures and stuff.
Awesome.
That's freaking awesome, man. Congrats, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And then the second part about that story was Australia.
Yeah.
Yo, how was that? And why Australia?
Yeah, so originally I was over with the Colorado Switchbacks for a month my senior spring season, and I was gonna sign out there, but I wouldn't have finished my degree, and some of my teachers were being not chill at all about me leaving early. And it's just like, yo. So I was trying to like tell them like this is like an interview, just like you guys go on interviews to my teachers. I'm like, this is kind of like an interview. But so I came back to have to finish my degree, and then I was kind of screwed after that because it's like a weird time in May, like no USL teams are looking. So then I signed with an agent who saw me when I was out with the Switchbacks, and he told me that he could get me overseas to Australia, and I was like, you know what, like I want to keep playing, so this could be a good avenue just to do that, and then see what happens from there. So I signed over in Australia for 6 months, and it was good. Like I learned a lot about myself individually because you're all alone over there, and like you kind of leave everything, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean the football was good, like soccer was good, but level at the USL Championship is higher for sure, especially last year our team and this year as well. that you know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Hold on, I don't know what happened.
Your audio was cutting out a little bit towards the end.
Oh, is that better? My headphones died.
Yeah. Hopefully the echo doesn't come through.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see if anyone says anything. If they can hear me.
Yeah.
Double.
I'm gonna let them charge for a little bit, then I'll put them back on.
That's cool.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
we're on technical. I can't hear no.
Yeah, dude,
to play with.
we're just having a chat right now. We'll get you back on at a certain point. This is good to have a conversation. Anyway.
Yeah, cool.
You're at least playing. Except now, dude, just run any game, man.
Dude, I can't even connect to the network, bro. They're trying to shut us down.
New York Wi-Fi, $75 a month. Give him two on it.
Say humidity.
And you have no other headphones?
No, none that are like working. The other one, the other one she had is like they have an aux cord, so I can't plug them in. These things are dead.
Oh, they have an aux cord. And you don't happen to have one of those converters. Yeah, you're dying, bro. At least let everyone else see you're laughing. We're just trying to find any. I'm literally pulling any solution I can right now, and everything's like, nah, dude, please.
They shut down everything for us, bro. They wouldn't even allow me in.
Perfect. Alright. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask questions because the less we talk, the less echoing.
So growing up, I was always a center mid, and I was recruited at center mid for all those colleges that I said, and I came as a center mid to Belmont Abbey, and my freshman year played center mid, and then sophomore year we had an injury at center back, so my coach was like, hey, I can trust you to go back there. I know it's not your favorite, but like we kind of need it to be done. So I went to center back, and then at the end of sophomore season, he was like, we need you to play attacking mid, like we need some goals to make the tournament. So went and played attacking mid. Junior year came in, I like had 6 goals to end the season in 5 games at attacking mid. So I was like, gonna come in as junior year. I was like, I'm gonna be the attacking mid, like just produce all that I can. And then junior year came and our other center back got injured, so I came back into junior year, played center back, and I was like, dude, this sucks. Like, this is terrible back here. And my coach knew like how much I hated it. But junior year, I had to play the whole year at center back. Went off in the summer to PDL again, and this year, my PDL coach said like, hey, you should try right back. And my coach at college had mentioned it to me. He's like, I'm just playing you at center back and all these positions so you get versatility, and like I promise you'll be valuable later in your career. And I was at the time like, stubborn and hard-headed. I'm like, yeah, whatever, like I just want to win right now, and this kind of sucks. But I'm so thankful that he said that, because having that versatility, that summer going into my senior year playing outside back is where I found like that I could reach my full potential. When I was watching soccer when I was little, I was a huge Frank Lampard fan, and I still am. So yeah, he definitely inspired me. Him, John Terry, Ashley Cole, that Chelsea generation. I used to watch them all the time, and they made me the Chelsea fan that I am. My parents didn't. I was actually adopted, and my birth dad did. But my parents, who I was adopted to, they didn't play, but they love the game now. Like they always watch on ESPN our games and stuff, so it's so funny. No, nobody like that I grew up with did. So kind of got it from friends and stuff. So I'm really involved in my church, and I like to teach youth group and like run game nights for the youth group. And then when I'm not doing that, I like to be outside. My favorite hobbies are fly fishing and mountain biking, so I'm always outside and I love it. In a couple summers when I was playing PDL and stuff, I lived in Portland, Maine, which was dope. That place is cool, right on the water.
Portland? I actually never seen what Portland looks like.
Dude, it's awesome. You would love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's right in the water. Like an old town right downtown, but it has like mountains and stuff around it as well, so it's really cool.
All right, I got a question. What was your favorite animal? You gotta have one.
Well, when I was there, my favorite animal?
Yeah.
I mean, just a kangaroo. Like seeing those are wild.
How are they? I've heard mixed reviews.
Dude, yeah, no, they're aggressive. Like,
Like, do you have a story about one?
So when my friends who lived there took me to the it was called like the Adelaide Zoo or Adelaide Zoo, I forget what it's called, but they're like, just be careful with it. The kangaroos are all over. It's a sanctuary, so they're like, just be careful. They're aggressive, and I was like, they're not aggressive. They're just animals. Dude, I went up and one like bowed up and got big, and their chests and arms are huge, and I was like, I ran away. And the guy that came, they're like, yeah, we call that one Arnie for Arnold Schwarzenegger's because he's so aggressive. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Is that the one with who's super jacked that like made social media?
He looks like that. I don't think it was the same one, but he looks exactly like that.
Dude, that one was brolic.
Yeah.
Do they throw hands?
I don't know. They like sometimes they'll do like hands like this, but I don't wanna find out.
No. I know over there like they have a ton of wildlife that we're not into that's here.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Are you big into like the ocean?
Yeah, I went in the ocean there, and I'm big into the ocean. I just don't like sharks and jellyfish and all that. So when I was in the ocean there, I was always like kind of scared in the back of my head.
Yeah, there's a lot of sharks.
Yeah. Great whites, right?
Yeah, sharks, and then the jellyfish are everywhere, and those are like deadly too.
Have you ever seen one like up close?
Have I ever seen a jellyfish up close?
Yeah, you fly fish, so I don't know like if you do other types of fishing as well.
Yeah, I've seen jellyfish up. I've held like non-poisonous or venomous jellyfish, but the ones in Australia, like if they touch you, you gotta go to the hospital. So I was not playing around with those.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. You know, where would you like to see yourself when this is all done?
I always say that I want to have a long, successful career that provides financial freedom. So
Beautiful.
I want to play for like as long as I can. I mean, I don't really have a end year, but I just want to continue to progress, whether it looks like more accolades, bigger contracts, higher up leagues, new teams. I just want to stay progressive. I don't ever want to get complacent and just feel like I've made it until the day I hang my boots up.
Yeah, no, man. I think probably developing that as time goes on is also been the case. Like when you look back now, after all of the things that you've done, what would you tell your younger self?
That I would probably tell my younger self that like the stuff in the moment that you think you have to have, or you think if you don't get it right then and there, then it's not going to happen. To just stay patient and stick to what you know and the grind that you know, because it'll pay off. Whether it's because if it would have happened my way, I would have never graduated college and would have signed with Colorado right away and never would have gone up and down and gone through all these adversity and these challenges. But now, like, it's helped shape me into the man I am today, and like I'm at the level I've wanted to be at. So I think I'll tell myself, like, stick to the grind, stay patient, and it's gonna pay off. And don't change. Like, don't change who you are. Stay true to yourself, because that goes a long way as well.
Obviously, next time when we play,
we'll clean this up a little bit.
More, so you're
Yes,
set up.
I'll definitely be back to play. I gotta play with you guys for sure.
No, man, seriously, we're looking forward to it. So, thank you guys in the
And
chat.
thank you to everyone for watching. You guys in the chat, throwing in questions. Can't thank them enough.
Seriously.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yes.
Next time.
Thanks, Clay, man. Looking forward to hearing more
Thanks,
about your
man.
journey, man.
Yeah, you guys
Thanks,
stay safe. See you guys.
You as well, dude.